Good morning, chat. I feel like I start stream later and later every time. Hello. How are you all? My name is Penbu. I'm the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux, and today we are programming. It's been a while since we've done our last awafudge stream. If you weren't here from before, or just to give you a refresher, if you were here before. I have made a spec for an esoteric programming language called awafudge, based on the existing programming language BrainF, where we translate these characters into these constructs here. And every time you see a wa, that's how many times this character repeats. So if we take the Hello World program from here, this is from the esolang wiki, that turns into this string here. And so last time, we had written, or last two times rather, we had written a compiler using JSON. JSON is a JavaScript port of the Bison utility, which itself is a clone of the Yak utility. And that's all three of those are compilers, or otherwise parser generators. So we managed to make a parser for both BrainF to awafudge, and then also the other way. And that would be in here. But I think, given the plans that I have for this language going forward, we're going to have to turn this into an actual abstract syntax tree. And then also, maybe we'll make a command line utility out of it this stream. No promises, but we'll see. So right now what we have, what is it? We go to no source. I think I still have the old commands we have here somewhere. Oh no, it was that's what it was. Yes. I don't need to recompile this. And we should be in... Yes, this is correct. I'm gonna recompile it anyway. Okay. So P, and this we have awafudge. And this should turn it into a bunch of pluses. 3 pluses. Like that. So right now we have the parsers that take a string of the one language and then turn it into a string of the other language. But now we want to go from... we want to insert a step in between. And this was what I was hoping we'd get to in the first stream, where we have an abstract syntax tree, or rather an intermediate language. But it was easier to just work on this. So before we rip anything out here, we're going to write a bunch of tests, because that makes things a lot easier to make sure that we haven't broken anything. And so, to do that, we are going to be using Mocha. I like Mocha. People like Jest. It doesn't really matter which one you use. I have more experience in Mocha, so that's what I prefer to use. Yeah, so npm install save dev Mocha. And then I just have to remember how to set up a Mocha project here. Mocha.js. A little bit bigger. Installation. So we save dev Mocha, and then make a test directory, and then we create a test. So in our case, I guess it's going to be easier. Ooh, which one should be easier? I'll either go from BF to AWA or from AWA to BF. We started with BF to AWA. I guess we can start with this one then. So I do want to move things around a little bit. So maybe we should move things around first. It's going to feel like I'm a little bit scattered this stream, and that's because I am a little bit scattered. I haven't really thought through how to do this one. So I have make your parsers, I guess. I want to create parsers because these are basically the same thing, right? Tree is what I'm looking for. These are both parsers, so I can either have yeah, so these are parsers, and then we want to turn them into an intermediate language. And so these are mostly just turning a string into the intermediate language, and then we're going to have the some other shared module that has the intermediate language to the target language. So instead of having them separated by language, we want to separate them by function. So I'm going to create a directory called parsers, and we're going to move these two in here. Parsers, yes. Well, I can commit that. Git add parsers, and then we'll add the deletions. And then we git commit. The commit for this will be move parsers into their into a shared directory. Sure. What else do we have? We also package JSON, package lock.json. You know, I kind of want to not do that yet, because we were using JSON, so we can just add JSON. Where is your installation? Yeah. Actually, this one isn't strictly needed, so maybe we can do that later. Or maybe we do this now. npm install save dev JSON. But actually, if I want to do this, I want to get rid of Mocha first. So I could check out package.json. And then I want to remove package lock. So this is mostly cleanup that we should have just done last time. So npm install save dev JSON. And then what I want to do, package.json, not that one. So I had a thing here, build parser. BF to awa, I guess. It's a little bit long, but so we have JSON, awafudge, JSON. Wonder what we, so npm, no, it would be JSON. We have source / parser, and then this is that one. And then we also have the other way. Like so. And then because this is JSON, you need to mind your commas. Now we can test this out. So if we do npm run build parser say bf to awa, cannot parse JSON grammar. JSON, not the JS files. And where did that dump it? It dumped it here. Okay. Gotta figure out where to put this. Oh. Source parsers .js. And that's where we want it to do. And then this will be awafudge. Like so. Now that should work. So we can remove this one. npm run build parser. Yeah, I never really really figured out what the convention is for using the colons. Should it be build dash parser or build colon parser? Who knows? And so this I expected to do the same thing that, or to put it in the correct position or correct place, and yes, we do. Okay. So maybe we have a build parser all. We'll leave that for later. But it would be helpful. We commit add JSON as dev dependency. Also add scripts, npm scripts, build parser, that, and build parser. I'm going to want to add more. So Dashi lets you edit the commit message, and you should, if you're going to be doing a lot longer ones or longer messages. And you should be doing longer messages if you have more to say. What exactly happened in this one, though? Status, get diff. Actually, no, for this one I think is okay. So we can leave that one as is, and then we can install Mocha. npm install save dev Mocha. Alright, so now we have test. And then, instead of this one, we can just do Mocha, I think. Yep. Git commit setup test runner. Install Mocha. Use Mocha for running tests. So fair warning, the stream is probably going to be not quite as entertaining as the previous streams, but I hope you stick around anyway. Maybe you'll learn some good ways to test out programs. I'm hoping I can show that too. But what do we have here? It's not really the JSON that we want to deal with. It's the formatter-ish. So it's not the parser. Well, we kind of do want the parser. But we kind of also want to do it end to end. How do we want to do this? So I was thinking that we would write a test to ensure that going from one language to the other still works. And we do that by... let's clean things up a little bit here. Or we can just write tests for what we have now and then deal with it later. We might do that. Okay. Parsers. I want that as a directory. Okay. So I think right now we're using CommonJS. Yes. Should we be using something else? Maybe. Do I care? I'm not sure. Okay, so we look at the parser that it output. We don't actually need to care about whether or like what all this stuff is. We just need to know what it looks like and what it exports. So we have module.exports RV. Oh really? Is this a command line? I think this actually works on the command line. Is that what that means? So if I just do node awafudge.js, echo man, have I been doing that one string unnecessarily? Okay, well, whatever. Main is CommonJS main usage. The file require fs read sync path normalize UTF-8, and then it parses the source. So in theory, this should work. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Maybe we don't care about that right now. kind of do care about that, actually. Because this makes things a little bit easier for the command line version. So let's suppose we create a scratch slash dreams awa or test.awa. And then we do okay, interesting. That isn't actually working. Because we return it. You know what, maybe it doesn't matter. It's fine. But const parse is equal to require, where are we? This is under test, and so we want to go up to source. And then we go to parsers and to that. So we have a describe. And we tell it what it is. And then we give it a test. It's... What's the one test we have? Parses the empty string. Const. So whenever there are multiple ways to write tests. The way I like to do it is the arrange, act, and assert pattern. So you arrange the test, so meaning that you arrange all your inputs. So in this case, inputs is equal to the empty string. And then const actual, this is your act. Parse input. And then we need our assertion library. Guess we're gonna require assert. The node asserts. I'm very accustomed to using chai expect. I kind of don't like it out of ideological reasons because it's kind of magic, but it's also very easy to use. I guess we can copy this one. I like this style. Assert dots equal. Assert dot strict equal. Actual and expected. Is it, yeah, actual, expected, and message. So we have act, arrange, act, and assert. So we tell it what we need to do, then we do the thing, and then we make sure that what we want is what we get. So npm test. No test files found. Where are we? Oka, what are you doing? Okay. What do I need to do here? We can move this up by one. Oh, there we go. Can I get you to do recursive? Yes. I think we may want to consider doing that. Mocha does have an RC file, a config file. You may want to consider using that as well. But for now, this should work. Actually, you know what? This is fine. Because in a way, we don't really want this to be up at the bot. Whatever. This is fine. Add pack.json, and we will amend the previous commits as we can. And this is the nice thing about not pushing right away. It means you can mess around with your commits as much as you want without any potential issues downstream or upstream. We're going to create a branch here. Just so that we keep these commits ID. Parses increments. Const input is equal to the single plus. Const expected is equal to awa. Const actual is equal to parse input. And then insert strict equal the same thing. I realized we didn't actually commit this one yet. So the pattern we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be committing after every test that we write. It's going to be a lot of tests, or a lot of commits. Add test for blank string. Sure. Test for single increment function. Increment instruction. Okay, and we just do that for all the other ones. Parses a single decrement instruction. Why don't we lay out all the test cases first? Yeah, move this over so we don't actually need it. Parses a single left shift instruction. Parses a single right shift. Parses a single loop instruction. What else are we missing? Maybe read instruction. Write instruction. And what did I call it here? Aha. I should have called it read and write. Okay. press single left, right, read, right loop. And then, are we missing anyone? And then the increment and decrement. And then, well, I guess we can start with that. .g. Nope, that's not what I want. And then we do it. I probably should have done the X command instead. I just copy this over. Absolutely should have done that instead. Okay. And then S, the end, semicolon. And we're basically copying, I guess, this, not this one, this, and changing it. So instead of that, we have a single left shift, and then this we said. So all the left ones and decrement ones are all starting with was, and then all the right and increment ones all start with awa. I'm gonna copy this as well. I guess we only want the inside in this case. So instead of plus, we have minus. This one's just a wa. And then we did the same for, what is the usual order? It's left, right, or right, left. Okay. We should do it that way. So I guess never mind about one commit per test. It's gonna be a little bit easier to do it this way. So it's right and left, then plus and minus, and out and then in. It's write and read, and then the loops. Parse is a single right shift instruction. Do this way. Awa. Single right instruction, that would be the dot, and that does not change. Single read instruction is this. Parse is a single loop instruction, so that'll be this. Single empty loop instruction. Okay, let's test that out. I'm running npm test. Oh, right, because it's not that. In this case, the test is wrong. We want it to be that. Very good. So we commit this. Test add test for single instructions. Now that's coherent. It ignores non-instruction characters. because that is the specification. Fonts input is equal to maybe those are all what am I missing? Missing a bunch of them. I do feel like I am missing a bunch of them, actually. I'm going to start over. I'm going to use... not that. No, it's fine. Well, only keyboard. Not this one. Not those ones. I need to escape that one. Not those ones. And then we press shift for the rest of them. Not the plus. Nope, those are actual characters, and then the question mark or after. I think this is everything. And then maybe we can add some Unicode or something. I'm not sure if I care enough. And then we can have our spaces. We have our new lines. Fonts expected is equal to the empty string. Fonts actual equals parse. Assert strict equals parse expected. Test. I expect this to work. We're good. Add test for ignoring non-instruction characters. What else do we need here? Now we need multiple. And we can group these up at the top here, I guess. It parses multiple right shift instructions. Constant input equals 3 of them. Fonts expected is equal to awa. Const actual is actual. Assert strict equals this out. And then we do the same for the rest of them. Multiple left shift instructions. I should probably be copying these ones because they're a lot closer to what we had before. So instead of a single, multiple increment instructions. I think I've been forgetting to add S's. Apparently not, okay. Maybe I shouldn't do that one. Plus. And then instead of increment, we have decrement. Instructions. Change all these to minuses. Take off the Versus multiple rate instructions. These are all dots. And then we should have 3 dots. And then same thing. We have multiple read instructions. Then instead of dots, we have comments. I'll leave the loops for later. PM test. Very good. Add tests for multiple instructions. Tmux, don't do this to me. Okay. Let me fix that. Stream? I think it was a stream. Okay. So loops are going to be a little bit more. It parses multiple loop instructions. On its inputs. Nested loop instruction? Sure. Or you have 3 of them. Honest expected is equal to these. Honest actual equal to parse input assert strict equal. I don't know why I'm typing all that out. npm test, that should work. And then we are going to run a test on the what is it? Commit am, what is this? Bf add test for nested loops. I feel like, oh yes, and then we have the troublesome cases where if I pull up my reference, if I can find it, because for some reason I didn't have the screenshot where that I showed the first time, or if I do have it, I don't know where I put it. In my notes, I have this written out. The number of WADs in the awa/WAD type operators indicates how many times to repeat. So awa translates to plus plus plus, and okay, that's not relevant. Plus and minus must be separated by white space from the next token if it would be ambiguous. So plus minus, plus and left shift and minus left shift combinations. White space is otherwise optional, because what that turns into is plus gets translated to awa, and the minus gets translated to wa. If you did not have a space in between, then they would stick together like this. We get awa wa. Awa wa, that's correct, yeah. And instead of plus minus, this would actually get translated to plus plus. And that's not what you want. Parses. I'm going to put a describe here. Ambiguous cases. It parses. What are we looking at? Although really, I don't really like putting this in the parser. Well, we're not really building parser ones, are we? It's more translations. But maybe we'll change all this parses to translates later. So const input is equal to plus minus. Const expected is equal to awa wa. Const actual equals a parse input assert dot strict equal whatever. Versus this. Once input is equal to this. Once expected. Whoa. Don't do that. Once expected. This is awa and then wa. Like that. Once actual. Assert. And then it parses minus and that. Oh, just copy and paste this. I don't know why I'm doing all that work there. Minus, and then that's just that. These cases require a space. Are separating the tokens with space. These required tokens with space to avoid ambiguous on outputs. To avoid ambiguous tokens. Sure. And so, if this is working properly, we should... Okay, great. Should have them all pass. And so we commit this, add tests for potential and ambiguous cases. I want to add some more to this one. These require the output tokens to be separated by white space to avoid collisions, ambiguity, incorrect back parsing. The three cases are plus minus, translates to awa wa, no space, back, translates to I think I want to put this here, yeah. And back translate to plus plus. And same thing. I think it's just two right shifts. Minus that. to left shifts. Okay. And then we can test this on our hello world output. It parses hello world. I feel like this is going a little bit on the lazy way because maybe should parse or like add tests for like individual combinations. Like for example, loops. Maybe you shouldn't just be empty. Maybe we'll do that first. It parses loop instructions with content. Const input is equal to, I don't know, some loop with all the rest of the instructions in them. So that would be plus minus, or no, what is it, left shift, right shift? Right, left, plus minus. Right, left, plus minus. Dot, comma, and then a loop. Const expected is equal to question mark. Wa with a tilde. Awa with no tildes. Dot comma, no space. And then that. Const actual equal to parse input search dot strict equals expected npm test. Very good. Test add tests for loops with content. We need some negative cases. There we go, we need a throws. I need throws anything. It's throws on invalid, incomplete loop. Const input is equal to a single one. Const expected is equal to, I guess we don't have an expected. Const actual is equal to, and we have that. Parse inputs because we don't actually want to run it yet. Assert.grows actual and then error. I don't actually know what I don't really care what the error is, it just needs a throw. npm test. Just to test out that it actually does throw properly. It should error out, yes. Okay, missing expected error. Throws on incomplete loop And then we also need throws on gray loop ends. Dangling loop ends? Okay. I feel like we need another test. Like something like this. I don't exactly know what this should say, but this should also throw. Well, this one is actually correct though. That's fine. Commit, add tests for invalid loops. Esolang wiki. I just got this from the esolang wiki. I'm looking for too large. I'm looking for this hello world one. So I want this entire thing. It's parses hello world program. Input is or const input is equal to this entire thing. Const expected is this thing. Const actual. Search. And I should test everything. Don't do that. Test. Something is wrong. Now we discovered a bug in our implementation. Now we've discovered a bug in our test. Well, it depends. So what we have here, because this isn't incorrect, I think. Because it's saying that what we have is we aren't exactly ignoring the spaces. If you notice here in our original thing, well, I actually kind of like this this implementation better. We have a space here separating out these two chunks. And in our expected, because we had it in our minimized form earlier, there were no spaces, so we didn't have any spaces here. In terms of execution, this is completely equivalent, but the parser sees this as two separate tokens, which I'm actually completely fine with. So I'm okay to change this to match this instead. Now, just to make sure that this is equivalent, I'm going to do an inspection by eye to make sure that these are more or less the same. They should be. So far, yes. Yep. Okay, this looks fine to me. So we're just gonna copy and paste this. And change our expected to be that. And so... Oh, wait a minute. No, I copied the wrong one. And so, by copying the actual, we have made our test pass. I'm quite okay with that. Parses a Hello World program. Which means I guess we should add tests for these. Shouldn't we? I don't want to. That needs more work. Okay. That list. Don't want that, don't want this. And everything else should be fine. But no list. An AM. Add test for Hello World. Okay. And then parses a single right shift instruction. Parses adjacent. You know, there are times where I don't like writing tests because there's a lot to think about, and I feel like sometimes I'm not organized enough to hold all of that at once. Parses adjacent instructions of the same type as two tokens. Separate tokens. Once inputs plus. Once expected. Awa. Once actual. Assert. The other assert. Oh, do we not? That's the wrong one, okay. Adjacent word instructions are the same type of separate tokens, but we don't want the other one. I think we still want... This is correct. No, this is fine. We're still missing a bunch of cases, so if I want to test them all, they're all handled in the Hello World one. But also that test is a little bit too big anyway. What's this? Parses adjacent word instructions of the same type. Adds test for it's not exactly no. It's fine. Okay. Checking something. Oh, we're good. So we have this case. We also need to test perhaps another case. No, it's fine. It's all captured here. It's fine. We're missing a bunch of test cases, but I think this is at least sufficient to catch everything that we need. It might not be necessarily clear what's going on in the Hello World program, though. Maybe not. The case I'm thinking of here are when you have the punctuations. Notice how we don't add a space before it. We do have a space after it. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We can do the other one. Now we do the same thing, but for awafudge. No, I don't actually need this one. But I do want buffers. No, I want 14. Yes. We're going to use this as a reference for our awafudge tests. And actually, we can just get rid of this entirely. Get merged, no FF. That's fine. So now we just merged all those test commits over, and then we're going to do the same thing for the awafudge tests. Although in this case, I wonder if we should just do it all as one. I'm kind of leaning towards doing that. So with these ones, we kind of just reverse it, actually. Okay. I believe that's all we need. They're all the same. These are all the same. Presses loop instructions with content, throws on incomplete loop. Gonna be this one. And that's going to be this one. And then I think for this one we don't actually care. This one isn't actually a separate token. And then these ones aren't anything special either. I don't know if we need to test for this one. Ignores non-instruction characters. I'm not sure if that was I sneezed, but I'm not sure if that was caught on mic. Oh, what was that? I feel like my keybinds aren't exactly working as I expect them to. Okay, so the non-instruction characters are actually different here, because W is an instruction character, A is an instruction character, a tilde is an instruction character, and so is that, and I'm missing this one. Oh, I'll give you a bit. You know, sniffly here. Okay. Yeah, non-instruction characters are that. We don't expect anything here. But we also have, now that we have it throws on dangling, not dangling, what are we looking at? We do have actual other cases though. And we don't actually, okay, so we don't need these ambiguous cases. I think we can leave those as is. So we parse the Hello World program. This gets translated back into, so we take this input, and then we go out from here. Response expected, equal to whatever we had here. That should be a thing. I expect some of these to fail a little bit. Expected values to be strictly equal. Okay, parse JSON word instructions of the same type. Oh, does this just actually not work? This looks like it doesn't work. Oh, no. Input expected. That's what doesn't work. The test was wrong. Okay, so those are all passing. Based on the okay. So then what are we looking at? We are looking at doing the specific ones for awafudge. parses the empty string, parses we're looking at it parses an empty right shift instruction. Because it can do that. It should be able to do this. So const input is equal to A without any was. Const expected is equal to the empty string. This actual parse input assert is that. And then we also have the similar case for the pluses. Or as empty increment instruction. In this case, there's no tilde. Can test. Test for empty instructions. Or degenerate instructions. Sure. And then I think that might be the only one that's really necessary. Oh, we do have adjacents. We do have stuff that's we need to test adjacents for. So this one actually doesn't matter. It kind of does. It parses adjacent unambiguous without white space. So this is something like const input is equal to wa with a tilde and wa that. Const expected. This case is right shift, 2 right shifts and 1 plus. And I think I want this to describe so I can do multiple of them. Parses instructions after tilde. Const actual assert dot strict npm test. This should just work. Okay. It parses instructions with adjacent A's. I don't know if this one is actually handled, but it should. Const input is equal to awa like that. And so because this is unambiguous, right, you can split it on the A. This should be const expected plus and then a right shift. I don't know if this was properly implemented. Oh, it does work. Okay, great. It parses instructions after what do we want to say about this? Reads. around reads. Const input is equal to. Oh, this is actually right. Reads and writes. Once selected equal to this is plus minus minus. Once actual and assert strict equals that. And then we do npm don't do that. And again to do that. Npm test. And we get test, okay. So I think those are most of the adjacent ones taken care of without the white space. No, we still have the loops. It's parses oops adjacent instructions adjacent to loops. Like so. What do we have? Const input is equal to like that, I guess. Const expected equal to sure. Whoops. All right, we have a bunch of tests now. We wrote the test for ambiguous adjacent instructions. We're gonna just copy that up here. For those who are just coming in, we are currently writing tests for our parsers to make sure that we don't break them when we refactor them later. We should have done this in the first place, but we didn't. We're doing them now. The good news is I think we're just about done the test. There are things that we could test more, but at this point I think we've covered most of the important parts. Oh, there is actually one more test. Add tests for ambiguous. Well, again. Why do I keep doing this? All right. This is the second time this stream. Alright, close this one. I don't know what I keep pressing to do that. Give me a bit. Oh, I've been a little bit sniffly all week. Not quite sure what it is. I don't think I'm getting sick or anything. It's just probably environmental. Or sleep. Probably sleep. I'm egoist. What else are we missing? Right, I said there was one more thing that I needed to test, and it was... This one we don't actually... Oh, we kind of need that one. Parses... adjacent instructions non-instruction characters in between. Response input is equal to, so this is something like ow. Like, I don't know, what this? Const expected, and we would expect this to be plus minus. Maybe not this, maybe use that one instead. Because we have a separator in the middle. It's not white, or anything that's non-instruction counts as white space. Const actual parse input assert dot strict equals this. Oh, I guess I didn't actually commit that. Gonna add p this. We're gonna edit this so that it doesn't. Oh no! Don't do that. So this is if you've never seen this, I always do tend to do git add p so that it's it adds in patches. And then if you need to edit the diff so that you're only editing a specific portion of it, you can go into edit mode, manual hunk edit mode, and then take out the parts that you don't want, and then if needed, add the parts that you do want. And it says here to remove the minus lines, make them baselines instead, so make them context because you had removed them. To remove plus lines, just delete them because they were added. And lines starting with the hash will be removed because they're comments. And then if it applies cleanly, it'll just be marked for staging. If it isn't, then you're gonna have to go edit it again. And so doing this allows you to commit more atomically. And so say you did a bunch of things and maybe you should have been committing all along. You can go into edit mode and pretend that you had been committing all along by editing the diff, the hunks that you want to put in. So like us here, instead of deleting it in source, we just deleted it in the hunk. So now I can go commit this, what it was before, add test for unambiguous instructions about white space. And the only thing we committed were those set of tests there. And then we are left with the one that we just wrote, adjacent instructions, non-instructed characters in between. And I'm going to copy that as the commit message. It's a little bit long. But at this point, I'm not sure I care. Tests for parsing adjacent instructions, non-character. Yes, okay. And it's not BF, it's awaf. Yeah, it's pretty long. General guidelines for git commits don't go over 50 characters. 60 to 70 is kind of iffy. Definitely don't go beyond that like we've done here. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, so now we have tests for both of them. Which means we can now, with some tweaks, create, what are we looking at? Because I think we are going to have to break this out and split it out into two separate things, right? So the plan is to create an AST and also a formatter to format that intermediate language into one of these two languages. So actually, why don't we start with the intermediate language before we get to the parsers? Because that I think is going to be a little bit easier to work with. So what are we doing here? We're going to go to source. We're going to do formatter. I kind of wish I had set up TypeScript here. I can set up TypeScript. Do I want to? Am I going to regret it later? Maybe. That's okay. We're going to turn this into a... I want to turn this into a class. No, I think I just call this format. I kind of wish I was working with ES6 or the ES module, so. But we're not. We're going to call this, actually we're going to set up our test first. Formatters. He sneezes, man. Okay. Okay. So it looks like my my hotkeys do work. So if I press this, yeah, you're not gonna hear me. Formatters. All right, we are looking at this here. Oh, once again, format. Require source formatters do I not have file name completion? Right, because I haven't actually written it yet. Okay. So the good thing is we've written all these tests here. And we can basically just copy this. Almost. All right. Actually, I'm going to split this. So we have, it was 14. Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to remove everything here. Function format, where we take in something. I'm gonna call them tokens. That's what we can call them tokens. Abstract syntax tree. Is this really what we're building? Kind of, it's more of an intermediate language. Yeah. Special punctuation limiters. Are we gonna call these tokens? They aren't really tokens. Parse tree? I'm gonna call them tokens. The doesn't really matter. Formats and formats. it exists. Okay. Test unexpected token. We're calling it default here because if we want interoperability with modules, actually this doesn't matter. Oh well, we're doing it anyway. I don't know if it's necessary, but we're doing that anyway. Okay, so what is our token format going to look like? Actually, what we can do, because we don't have to, we can use TypeScript without writing TypeScript files. We can write type definition files, and I think that might be helpful. But then that requires installing TypeScript and having to run the TypeScript compiler. But it would be helpful. But also, it's fine. Maybe not. One of these days we will do a TypeScript project. I don't think this is the one. And we can always convert this to TypeScript later on. I don't know if I want to deal with it right now, though. It's a small one anyway. It's not like it's anything complicated. But basically, what our format's going to look like, we're gonna have an array of objects. Each object is going to have a type of some enum. Let's say increment. And then depending on the type, we're going to have a count. That's going to be a number, say 5. And so this will represent, in this case, in BF, it's going to represent that. In awafudge, it's going to represent that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For loops, type loop. And it's just going to be that, where that's going to be. Oh, and then content is equal to, it's going to be some array. So in BF, it's going to be this, with some stuff in the middle. In awafudge, it's going to be this, with some stuff in the middle. And then for the singular ones, for example, type read. And that's just going to be that. And for both the languages, it's a comma. So basically, we're gonna have one of these. And then loop, yeah, it would be instructions inside. This is where it'd be nice to have TypeScript. But we're not doing that. That's gonna bite me later, but we're not doing that. It's fine. So, scribe. We're gonna start with the empty array. It formats an empty token list. Same thing, constant input equal to the empty array, const output is equal to an empty string. For input expected, and then we do the same thing here, but instead of parse, we do format. Strict equal actual expected. Don't do that. if you're wondering, the reason why it sometimes switches back to this is because tmux, there are certain hotkeys it can set to be repeating. So if you press the key again within a certain amount of time, it will do the same action. So in this case, I am pressing Control A N to go to the next one, but then I also have to press N for the start of npm test. And so if I'm too quick, then it'll actually go back to the other window instead of typing N here. But anyway, npm test. Assert is not defined. That's an issue with the test. Expected values to be strictly equal. What are we looking at? That makes sense, because we haven't actually written anything. So here is classic TDD. I have a failing test. And we expect it to fail because we haven't written anything. And so we do the smallest thing we need to do to make it pass, and that is an empty string. What branch am I on? I'm on awafudge test. This is not where I want to be. Merge, no FF, awafudge test. Formatter. Alright, so now we can actually commit. This is format empty list. It's formats. What's the easiest one to do first? I guess it would be the singular ones. Actually, no, we have what we need here. Let me just go down here. Format's a single right shift instruction. So our input is a single right shift instruction. Type. Type right shift. Count is equal to 1. And we expect awa. Parse is not found because it's format. And we still expect this to fail because we haven't done anything. Okay, so now we can go here. We can say that go through all the tokens. Well, TED says. Never mind what TED says. Tokens dot map dot join. I'm just gonna do this. We map through token. TD would say that you reach into the first one. You know, if there's a length, say if there's no length, you return. You know, let's do this properly. Tokens dot length. then you do this, otherwise do this. Tokens 0. Okay. Format. Single right shift instruction. And then multiple right shift instructions. And so this is going to be an input of, no, we want something that's a little bit, no, that is somewhat simple. Okay, so this is going to be the same as the other one. I'm doing the wrong one. This is awafudge. I am testing for the wrong language. Okay, I'm going to have to change that out. It's a good thing we haven't really done anything yet. So this is actually that. Which means I should be looking at the test for the, this one. Kinda. I'm not sure how format's a single right shift instruction. I'm hoping this one passes. Alright, well, since that was just the one, what we can do is we can amend like that. Hold on, I gotta... No, don't do that. If I'm feeling this, maybe I shouldn't go on for too long. I think I have something else I need to do anyway. Format's a single right shift instruction. I do want to make sure that we do want to get to like formatting at least this language first. Now, we're formatting a single right shift instruction. What am I looking at? Then we do the same thing. We format an empty right shift instruction. I expect nothing. Okay, and this is where things get interesting. I'm gonna actually just do this as repeat. Token 0 counts. And that's it. Now we're going to refactor this in a bit, but so for now this is fine. So git commit, add test for empty right shift instructions. Oh, that's still well within the thing. Okay, that's fine. And then this should actually take care of formats multiple right shift instructions. Now make this count 3. We should expect 3 of these. And there we go. Didn't even have to do anything. And then we do that for the rest of them. Single left shift instruction. So we might end up combining these ones into a single commit, because it is all very similar. Left shift. Count instead of 3, we want 1. And we want left shift. I don't remember changing that, but okay. Oh, it's because I didn't change it. Okay. So this we expect to fail. Not for that reason. For this reason. And that's because we have hard-coded the right shift here. What we want to do instead is... So I'm going to do this refactor now. Because... No, I really shouldn't. I should focus... I should... I'm gonna do this. Token. This is right shift. Left shift. NPM, and then we need this here. Token dot type. Repeat. That should work. Token 0 that type. That is going to change later. Token is not defined because it's tokens with an S. Okay, very good. And so we can actually copy this over and say that instead of single left shift instruction, we can also do an empty left shift instruction and multiple left shift instruction. And so empty is this, multiple is this. Instead of 1 we get 3, and then instead of 1 we get 0. And they all pass. Add test for left shift instructions. And then the same thing would happen for I feel a sneeze coming on, but it's not coming. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. And we do the same for our increments and then our decrements. Press left shift, increment T. Oh, I didn't do that? Okay, fine. And then instead of this, we have the pluses. And this is going to fail. And just make sure that it does fail. Sorry, property is undefined, which is expected. Increments plus. And at this point, it is worth refactoring, where we have formatters, parsers, token type. Fonts, token types. Now this would be considered an enum. So I'm gonna format it like an enum. Or following the TypeScript conventions for naming an enum, rather. I'm just gonna do that. All right. And the reason we want to do this is so that we can be sure that we're referencing, or we have the correct value. We're using the same value across across both places. I think I want to freeze this, don't I? I probably want to freeze that. It's okay. Launch hold on exports. Those token type. I don't want to put in default here. This might just be a utility function or utility file. Const token type require source / token types.js. I'm gonna leave this off for now. I'm gonna commit the increment. Yeah. Formatter. Add test for increment instructions. just like that. And then we're going to change all of these. Hold on, I'm blowing my nose again. I would not be surprised if I had to take a sick day tomorrow. Hopefully not, though. I have something important happening tomorrow. Actually, I have to deliver something that, admittedly, I haven't had enough progress on. Okay, so now we're going to do the refactor. I'm gonna change all these, what do you have here? Left. I can't remember. Actually, no, I do still need that. I can't remember if these are greedy or not. Or increment. So we change that to token type dot 1. So we don't want that. We want, oh, what was it? AST. What am I looking at? tPope. We want a tPope plugins. Chorus. tPope chorus. Abolish. Substitution. Version. This is what I'm looking for. I want chorus to camel case. CRCIW. No? Oh, that is right. It's CRC. Oh, CRC. Right, okay. But I want Pascal case, actually. So CRM. There we go. Okay. Now I do that again. But this time, how do I change that to? I guess I don't. Increment. I'm just gonna do this instead. Do increment like this. Right shift to right shift. And then left shift to left shift like that. Making sure I spell it right. And then I also use this here. Token type dot right shift. Left shift. Increment. Just like that. Now I want to make sure I const token type from require token types that, and then this should continue to work. And if it doesn't, we did something wrong. Token type is not defined. understandable because I didn't include it here. No, I had it earlier. Token type, and then I removed it. There we go. Types into an enum. So I would like to think that the word refactor comes about because you have a bit of code and you have things that you want to abstract from it. So say you have duplication and then you extract out the duplicate parts. That is kind of like factoring out terms in math. And code is very much like mathematical expressions, in a way. So to refactor means that you're taking the factors and changing them around. Okay, what am I looking at? Okay, I'm gonna do the loop. I think what I'm gonna do is probably go through maybe one or two more, and then do the rest of this, rest of these functions, or the rest of these tests that are basically the same, and then the same for the other language as well, off stream, because otherwise it's going to be kind of boring to watch. It's all the same thing. But let me do the loops first. So I think that one is going to be interesting. And I think this is where we're going to have to do some actual refactoring. Actually, I want to. It shouldn't be parsed. It should be formats. Parses, formats. Yeah. Left shift, right shift increments. Hit add p. And this is where we're gonna do some git trickery to pretend that we didn't make this mistake. I'm gonna fix up on that. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Fix up here. And I'm gonna leave the rest for later. Because we haven't actually no, I can just do this now. Get rebase interactive, and then auto squash from the commit before this. And so what fixup does is that it is basically what is that? Well, it says it right here. Like squash, but keeps only the previous commit's log message. Squash is use the commit but meld it into the previous commit. So it's like we're combining commits here. And so by doing that, we do a fixup. We don't need to change the message. And then this is basically just a fix upon this commit. And when we do that, then we end up with one commit that says instead of parse, we have format. Of course, we have conflicts. Why do we have conflicts? Right. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this, but this is a pretty easy fix. We're gonna end up with that on the other side too. Same thing. Okay. And then we get conflicts. And we continue to get conflicts because we changed it. I hope I have re enabled. Okay, I do have oh, I do, okay. I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, merge tool. Okay, and so then this is where we do this. Then we do this for all of them. I should really put this in, oh, don't do that. I've only done a macro for it, and then just done it for all of them. But at this point, we've already done it, so no point. I think this is exactly what we want. Yes. Okay. So now the loops are going to be different. It formats loops. Formats empty loops. We no longer have a count. Once input is equal to type token type dot loop contents. What do we say? Content. Content is the empty loop. Once expected is just the empty braces. Once actual, we'll format input assert dot strict equals this. We already know this is gonna fail. Let's not bother change or running it. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna write a case statement, I guess. If if not tokens length, then we return an empty string. Otherwise, which tokens 0.type case token type dot right shift case token type dot left shift case token type dot increment. I don't really like using switch statements because they're statements and are not expressions, which makes them a little bit more difficult to do functional programming in. But they're not awful. I mean, I'll use them. I'll probably refactor this to be different instead. But for now, this will just work. Let me just return this. We don't have a break. In case token type dot loop. And in this case, we have the degenerate case. We only need to make the work for empty loops. So this should work just fine. npm test, this should run and should pass. Okay, very good. Git commits. Oh, what do we have here? Format empty loops. And then, to make things easier for ourselves, we can formats adjacent instructions. Actually, no. Because we need... we look at our setup here. We have reads and writes, which are different. I'm gonna add one here. Formats read instructions. Is it write first or reads? It's writes first. Okay. Formats write instructions. Once input is equal to type token type dot write content. There is no content, it's just a write. There is no count either. Okay. Font expected is equal to dot in this case. Fonts to actual is the usual. Search the usual. Alright. That's gonna fail because we don't have a write type. I'm confused. How does this work? We don't have a token type.loop. How did this path? Because it is undefined. Makes sense. That would have failed if we had tried to do it for the next one. Possibly. We're going to add -p because we're going to want to add this one. Not that one. Want to amend this on the other one. So TypeScript would have actually caught this one. It was saying that we don't have a loop. A loop property. Starting to bite me in the back now, isn't it? But anyway, right. And so in this case, all we have to do is add to the switch here. Case token type dot write. We'll return the dots. And this should just work. Unexpected token. Okay. So we have the right instructions, and then we can commit. That is missing something. Anyone here? Git commit am. format write instructions. So after we format empty loops, it formats adjacent instructions. Const input is equal to, so this is where we have multiple now. Type, token type dot, what do I have? Right shift, count 1. And then this is where we can format it so we can have these on 2 lines. We can copy this, and we can have an increment, count 1. Const expected is equal to right shift and then an increment. Our const actual is that, assert strict equal is that. And so this is going to fail because we don't have anything that recognizes the first or the second element rather. But this is a very easy fix. All we have to do is introduce a loop. So I'm going to do a token dot tokens dot map here. Token. I'm going to join them afterwards. And so now we discover that this is really just a degenerate case. If there's nothing, then we just return the empty string. If there's nothing, then there's nothing to loop over. So what happens if we take the empty string and then we join with the empty string, and we get the empty string, which is exactly what we want. So we can actually get rid of this now. And we'll just return this. And then instead of token 0.type, we can do token.type. And there we go. Git commit am. What is this? Format. Format adjacent instructions. And now we can go into the non-empty loops. And then I think I might end it there for today. Formats loops with contents. Actually, I might do one more test after this one. So type loop content is something. Let's say can't see this one very well. I guess it doesn't really matter. We can take one of these. And so inside we have right shift and increment. This is not a loop that will actually terminate, but whatever. We don't need it to terminate. Okay, so npm test. We expect this one to fail. Because we haven't done anything with the loop here. And so what we need to say is that we return this plus that, and then inside we have format. We're getting recursion on the loop contents. So token dot content. Now, some people are going to say you should use template strings, like so. And to always do that, it is a little bit shorter, I guess. But I don't know. I think I like doing this. Not for everything, but for cases like these where you want to be clear about like appending or prepending or even where it's just simple concatenation. I'm okay with this. npm test. This should work. What's this? We have formatter, formats, loops with content, and then the last test I want to do is nested loops, which should just work as is. So we do something like this. There are 3 of them. It's content. We have another one of these. We don't have decrements yet, actually, so we're gonna just do this, which is exactly what we have here. npm test, this should just work as is. Very good. Format nested. Loops with content. And I think I might want to consider ending it there. I'll merge this to main. Should I merge this to main as is? I suppose it doesn't hurt. I can always change it later. I'll always merge it later. Git merge ff. Okay, well, I can push this up off after stream. Yeah, I think I might just leave it there. It's been 2.5 hours. Oh, hello, Sheeplin. When did you come in? Didn't notice you. Timestamps 9:44. Ah, sorry, I kind of ignored you. You focused on the coding. Also, kind of a little bit out of it. But yeah. Thanks for coming, though. What am I doing? Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Next stream is going to be on Friday. Friday, we're going to be playing piano improv. I mostly fixed my setup, so it should sound better than last time. I think, hopefully. Oh, I am very out of it. But yeah, so next stream is gonna be Friday. We're not gonna be streaming tomorrow. So don't come tomorrow, or come. You just will be kind of disappointed. But yeah, so what to do with this one? I'm gonna push this up after stream, and then at some point before the next awafudge stream, whenever that is, I will have written the tests for the remaining tests for this language, and then the test for the other language. And then we can work on generating the syntax tree, or the token list from the parsers. And then hopefully doing something with it, like maybe a command line utility, and then after that is going to be the web application. So this is all culminating up to a web application where it's going to be doing something fun. If you're in the Discord server, you'll know what that fun thing is. If you're not in the Discord server, the link is in the description. You should join us, and then you'll find out what that fun thing is. But for those who don't want to join, then I guess it'll be a mystery until then. But anyway, thanks for coming. Sorry if I ignored you. But yeah, there we go. Alright. Thanks, Chad. I'll see you next stream. Night.